Safety is on the minds of many, and whether or not you believe you're living a private lifestyle, you may be giving away information without knowing.
The Georgetown Police tell me that protecting you and your family could come down to something as simple as just taking the stickers off your car.
Josh Nash of the Georgetown Police shared that choosing the wrong bumper stickers could potentially be dangerous.
Criminals who are looking for opportunities to commit theft, they'll take those things and use that to kind of plan out what their next move is.
And in this scenario, more is not merrier. He says the more personalized they are, the more dangerous they can be.
Your children being in a sports team and putting that on your car lets them know, hey, I'm going to be not home in the evenings most nights in the summertime.
But not all bumper stickers are deemed unsafe. He advises that when you pick out the decor for your vehicle, make it something that doesn't apply to your personal life.
If you're going to put stuff on the back of your car, that's your right to do so. I would say, there's a lot of quotes out there people like to put on the back of their car. If you want to put one of those, that doesn't give any information about what's going on in your life.
In hopes that little safety tips like this can prevent more crime and create a safer lifestyle. In Scott County, Lucy Bryson, WKYT.